One. Good morning, everyone. This is another Abel Marketing Facebook Live for Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. I'm joined today by my friend and colleague, Mr. Thom Klos from Thom Klos Creative. Tom, how are you?
Good. How are you, Ben?
Good. And so we're just going to dive right in because we've got a sort of 15-minute time to chat. So what I'm going to do while we chat, Tom, um, is I'm going to share some stuff. And one of the first things I want to share, because we're here to promote you, um, is the link to your website, which comes up in the chat. So it's www.thomkloscreative.com. And I sent you a little list of questions prior to us doing the Facebook Live. So let's get started. And why don't you tell me a little bit about your business?
All right. Well, I help small to medium sized businesses with their graphic communication needs. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, business owners and small business people they're busy. They're
Right.
busy working on their business, trying to build their business. In a lot of cases, trying to do
Right.
everything in their. So I'm
Of
here
course. Yeah.
to give them time back basically by taking all those creative tasks off their to-do list
Right.
and doing them, working with them, collaborating with them so they've got more time to do what matters to them the most.
Right. Right. Okay. And so you do that. It says through impactful visual communications to drive sales and get more leads, which is what everybody's trying to do these days with marketing. If you see the amount of volume of content on places like LinkedIn and you see all the AI related content that's being generated. So impactful visual communications. Let's dive a little bit more into your website. Um, let's look at your portfolio a little bit and you can tell me a little bit about that because one of the questions I'd sent to you too, and you can answer that one next is like sort of how and when did you get started in this sort of creative design business?
Well, I've been doing it a long time. I mean, as a kid, I grew up loving to draw, and
Right.
actually, for some reason, I really got drawn to logos. So I would
Interesting.
redraw logos and and design logos and stuff. So
Right.
so yeah, something that I love to do and love to help people brand their businesses.
Right. Right. I mean, it's one of those things I think where you and I have talked about, and we met through Marshall Stern's Connect and Collaborate group, and I'll share that here in the chat as well. Um, is you and I realized it just in talking to us once before we decided to do a Facebook Live uh, that we would work really well in parallel because I'm a copywriter, content strategist, content writer, blog post writer, and people need words and they also need pictures and design. So you and I have a complementary set of skills where I think you and I could team up to help clients. What's your view on that?
Oh, totally. It's I mean, as a visual designer, I mean, I can make
Right,
things look pretty, but
right,
there's only so much to do. So content, uh, I
right,
guess, I mean, for lack of a better word, if the content is crap, it's there's only so much I can do to make it look good. And
right.
where you come in
Yeah,
is to craft the written content so
right,
that whatever you're or the client is trying to promote, whether it's their services or their products or what
right,
have you,
right,
um, it has to be written a certain way as well as presented visually in a certain way.
right, right. And so, can you tell us a little bit about maybe then when we're looking at your website? I'm going to switch to some of your work. How do you find clients and sort of like how do people reach out to you? What's your process to onboard, um, say, a new client?
Well, to start with, I mean, clients can find me. I mean, I post on LinkedIn. Most of my work comes through referrals
Right.
or people that I meet,
Yeah.
networking, that sort of thing. And the first thing I do with clients is have a discovery call. So take a
Right.
15 minutes to 30 minutes to have a chat with them, find out a little bit more about them, what makes them tick, what their passion is, and what they
Right.
need to see if there's a fit, to see how we can work together, discuss what they need, and then in order to put together a proposal. It's really just sort of an informal chat to start with, just to get to know each other.
Right. And how long do you think, like, how long do you think that discovery process takes? A while, or is it sort of
Well, it
several
starts
weeks
like
and months, or?
no. I think quite often it can be as little as the 15-minute to a half-hour call. Sometimes it might take a couple of subsequent calls, maybe to the first thing, the discovery call would be the introductory call. If there's nothing really going
Mhm.
on right off the bat, it might take a while till the client has an actual project they want to discuss with me, and then we can dig into it
Right.
a little bit deeper.
Right. Right. And I actually was going to share something else that you did too, because I saw the recent logo, or a little piece of art that you did. That's probably not the best term for it, even a piece of art, but for Marshall Stern's Entrepreneur Growth Summit. So you did something, and I saw it posted, and we'll share the Facebook group. You did something for Marshall for the Entrepreneur Growth Summit that looked like a cool little graphic.
Yeah, I thought, again, even though I design logos and marketing collateral and all that sort of stuff
Yeah.
as my day job, um, just even as a hobby, sometimes there's something just to de-stress, take my mind off something. I'll just for fun
Right.
design logos, and I just was playing around with the small business owners of BC logo, and
Mm-hmm.
thought I'd share the idea with Marshall, and yeah, he loved it and like to use it moving forward for the group. So happy to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way for people, including Marshall, to probably get to know you a little bit more about how you work and your work process. And just the kind of work that you're capable of doing. Because it's interesting when it's a passion, is something you like doing, and you also and people can see it. It's really valuable, right? Because I saw the graphic, and I see if I could share it here on the screen, and it looked really good.
No, thanks. Yeah, it's fun. It's just I really appreciate all the work that Marshall and Ivana and anyone else who's involved in the group to put the group together and um, administer it and put on the Entrepreneur Growth Summit and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's sort of also a little way of for me to give back too, because I've benefited from Marshall's kindness and invitations to
Right.
attend. So yeah, very
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think how we could share it so people can see it while we're still chatting. Um, Here it is. Here, I found it. So there's a couple more questions I got for you. I know you only have a few more minutes. So when you started Thom Klos Creative and your business, when did you start that? Because you'd mentioned to me now you were doing some sales and work for another company as well.
Yeah, I mean, I spent most of my career in the corporate world working, running the advertising and creative services departments for some larger corporations
Mm-hmm.
um, in the travel and tourism industry.
Right.
And then and then sort of Thom Klos Creative was sort of a side hustle. So back in 2018,
Right.
I decided to, focus more on having it as a primary business.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that because it just allows me the flexibility to work on a variety of different projects with a variety of different people in different
Right.
industries. And it's more about and I guess also it stimulates creative growth for me, because I meet lots of new people, get to know lots of about lots of new businesses, and then
Right.
challenge myself creatively in finding solutions to each different client's needs.
And that's a really interesting segue into our next question too, because I was going to ask you what one of your most exciting projects that you've done to date with Thom Klos Creative.
I don't know if I could really pinpoint any one in particular. I guess because I've got such a strong print design
Yeah.
background and I've worked with printing companies.
Yeah.
I guess a couple of things. I just get real joy when a client is really happy with the work that I've done
Right.
for them. They're proud to show it off, and they get excited, and it's made a difference in their business. And the other
Right.
reason, thing that I really enjoy is, you know, being like I guess as an analogy, a blank computer screen to a finished printed piece where you get
Right.
to, see, touch it, feel it. What kind of emotions does it stir up in you based on the type of paper that was used, print finishing, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's neat.
So yeah, so every project is different, and yeah, it's hard to pinpoint any one particular one because I just I just love helping people and love you know making a difference.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, it's really interesting to hear you say that because I think that's why a lot of people get into marketing or whatever business they do, and they do it for a certain reason, right? And they have certain. It's usually about personal fulfillment or things of that nature. It's not always about making money. But then, obviously, on the flip side, the thing is, you do have to make money, right? So,
Absolutely. It's not. I mean, over the years, graphic
right.
design. When you design something, people seem to think because people always ask, well, what's your hourly rate or that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
basically, I work on the project because you're not just paying for my time or any other designer's time. You're paying them
Yeah.
for their experience, their
Yeah.
knowledge,
Yeah.
and basically their ideas.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so if you want something that's unique to your business and different from your competition,
Yeah. Right.
um, yeah, working with a professional, it's like it's like you as well. I mean, with
Yeah. Right.
people
Yeah.
do because they want their message written in such a way that it's going to resonate with their ideal or target market, and
Right.
um, attract them and have a call to action, make people, compel people to buy their product or their service.
Yeah. It raises a lot of interesting questions, doesn't it? And I think I know you have to get going at 10:30, so we'll wrap it up there. But I think that you and I could have more conversations, definitely on a Facebook Live or just off the air too, talking about this kind of stuff because it's some of the things that come up when people are looking to spend marketing dollars, or even when I am or you are trying to promote your own business, and you're like, well, it's going to cost me this much money, but then if you make that money, take that money and make that investment in it, look at the returns you could get out of it.
Well, that's the thing, and you use that key word is investment because really it's an investment in yourself, it's investment in your business.
Right.
Um, if you just want, if somebody were to call me and just say, "Oh, I just need a logo," and you know, I don't care what it looks like, I just need something, then we wouldn't be a good fit.
Right.
But because yeah, you could just go online and just pick something off a do-it-yourself templated guide, site and be on your way. But
Right.
really, it's about working together, collaborating with the client, and it's and having a strategy in mind too. It's more than just designing a logo or more than just designing a brochure or a flyer.
Right. Yeah, it always is, isn't it? And there's so much more that goes into it. And
Yeah.
then people think it's like some really, they don't see the value or think it's some simple thing to do, and it's just not. But I want to thank you for joining in today because I know you have to head off to another meeting. So we'll wrap up the Facebook Live there and say thanks to you, Tom. And people can check out Tom's website. I'll share that again. It's tomcloscreative.com. And let me just pull the right address up here. I've shared it in the chat. You can reach me at my website, abelmarketing.ca. Info@abelmarketing.ca is my email. And did you have a contact email you wanted to share with us here, Tom?
Yeah, it's Tom, THOM, at
Yeah.
tomcreative.com.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Talk soon.